Howdy, howdy, everybody. What's up? I feel like I was just in my car doing some curry, and you guys were there with me. So, let me see what's up. Hey, what's up, traveler, and what's up to the other people lurking, watching, driving, working, not able to comment. Any of those are acceptable. So thank you for joining. Smack that like if you would, please. Helps it go up in the algorithm. Today's gonna be a little short. If you guys caught any of what I was doing earlier, I just did 3 curries today, and I just got home from a long haul one, although not long haul, but semi, down to Colorado Springs from Denver. I literally walked in the door about 6 minutes before this started, and here I am. So I didn't have time to load up my screenshots or anything, and I have a 2 p.m. Scheduled curry. So I'm going to go for about a half hour today. And instead of doing what I had planned, I'm going to push that to next week because of the timing. But I'm gonna address one issue that was pretty much nationwide last week. It's now been fixed. It was semi fixed yesterday. It was semi fixed Monday, semi fixed yesterday, and now it's nationwide fixed altogether. So we're going to talk about that. And then for the rest of the time that I have before I have to go pick up this fourth curry today, um, uh, I'm here for your questions, comments, concerns, any of that. But I'm following through, doing the last mile. This is episode 44. Every once in a while, I miss a week, guys. If I do miss a week, this is a day that on my calendar I have slated to do last mile. So the only reason sometimes I push it a week or whatever is because I'm out working. Usually the thing is that I'm in mountain time. It is 105 mountain time right now. So wherever you guys are, I'm 105 right now. And usually by noon, I'm home from all my morning curries and anything. And then I kind of have some down hours. And then around 2, orders start coming in for curry, for the hot shots that need to go out still that day, and also at 2 start dropping the scheduled for tomorrow. So I already oddly have it's a weird time too. I have a 2 p.m. Scheduled today, and it's 106. So by like 1:30, 1:35, it's not far from me, but I got to get going, wrap this up, and get in the car. So the one issue I want to address this week, and obviously I'll probably change the thumbnail because I don't even know what this one said. I ran in, I set up, I don't have my screenshots. I had a bunch for you guys. So next week I think it was like doing some 101 basic going into summer. And even for you guys who have been doing it for a while, 101 basic won't hurt you because some of the basics have changed. And there's some things that if you are doing curry and you like doing curry, that you should know about and you should know. And that way, when it happens, you're like, oh, I know about this. It's nothing to worry about, or I know what to do. I want to make sure that you know what to do when A, B, or C happens. So there is protocol. Again, we are independent contractors. You guys know that. I talk about this all the time. We are independent contractors. So we are responsible for the work we do. We are responsible for the loads we take. What was it that somebody was saying, like, about, somebody because I'm a moderator on the Facebook curry group too. By the way, guys, if you're on Facebook, join the Facebook curry group. There's a lot of good posts in there. There's a lot of trolling too, but I'm an admin and a moderator and a group expert, or whatever all this stuff means. But check it out, because on there's a lot of information. But somebody had posted on there that they had a curry order that was scheduled for the next morning, and then that next morning they got up to do it, and before they even left their house, so they haven't even left their house yet, it was canceled. And they were demanding, they were in there like ranting and raving about how Curri needed to pay them for that. And so with a simple comment as an admin and moderator to the group, a simple comment fixed it, because he actually emailed me, because I don't know, by the way, guys, if you know me, I do not check Facebook Messenger. I do not touch it. I do not read it. I don't have it on my phone. And even when I'm on a computer, I will not touch it. I don't believe in it. I hate it. So if you messenger me, go ahead. You will never get a response. So Steve at Rideshare Rodeo. I will answer all emails, but I will not play around with Facebook Messenger. It's too goofy. And I'm in too many groups where people like are hitting me up about a blah, 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 and it's stuff I don't even know about from other apps and things. And I'm like, dude, I'm not playing with Messenger. It's too goofy. But in there, the person said that the order was canceled about an hour and a half before the pickup time. Now, the pickup was about 15 minutes from their house. And they were like, oh my God, Curri needs to pay me for this. What the hell? My simple comment was, guys, it wasn't canceled by the company, or it wasn't canceled by Curri or given to another driver. Again, I've walked you guys through how this works. The customer puts in a bid, and Curri has a way of working for the driver's behalf and raising that price up quickly if it's low. But the customer, just like they input an order, is totally able to cancel the order. And that's all that happened. A customer put in an order the night before. It came through as scheduled. The person grabbed it. And the next morning it was canceled. Guess what? You're lucky that Curri is better than most apps, and they contacted you in real time, like, 100, 105, 110 minutes before you had to be there to pick it up. And you said you lived 15 minutes. I mean, they were saying this has been canceled. Now, that maybe their wording isn't, so specific, because there's so many instances you can only have certain screens that are like, this is just basic wording of this. If the customer cancels, like if you're en route, yeah, you will get some money from Curri. But if the customer cancels an order, that's a that's here's how I put it to them. If you are an independent contractor, if you landed that client on your own, and the night before they said, hey, can you do this order for me in the morning? Here's what it pays. Here's the deal. And you're on the phone with them and you're like, sure, I can do that. Well, who do you blame when they come back and they say, or if they called you in the next morning and they said, hey, we actually don't need that. We're going to make a bigger order later in the week. We'd rather just put it all together. So at that point, who do you blame? I mean, are you going to call Curri for a customer that you landed on your own? Or are you going to call Rodeo or Dispatch? Who do you call? You can't call anybody. This is called having your own business. It's so rare these things happen, but when they happen, don't look to Curri and say, give me money. Curri did a lot of work. They landed you a client. The client canceled the order. It had nothing to do with the person. And then the person wants money from Curri. Well, Curri alerted them and said it was canceled. So grow up, people. Like, I think that we're all on the same page, are we not? That, like, that's just the way the world works. There's nobody to blame. If you're en route, Curri will pay you. But don't blame them if the customer cancels. That's not on them. They don't owe you any money. No financial transaction was done, and you haven't left your house yet. And Curri knows it. They have GPS on you. So don't. Again, I was very nice in my wording, but the person emailed me and said, hey, thank you. That totally makes sense. So I guess sometimes I got to take it back all the way to the basics and say, hey, listen, being an independent contractor, doesn't mean that, if you take a DoorDash order and it gets canceled, you get $1 or whatever. No, this is B2B network. This is business to business. This is I think we all know how that works. What I want to tell you guys, though, is that last week there was an issue with Curri that happened sometime in the nighttime from Thursday to Friday morning. And I think some people on Thursday even saw it in the later part of the day, where when the banner ad came down, you click it and it took you to a blank white page. And if you backed out of that, like, if you guys know what an offer looks like. So when the offer banner drops down, you touch it, it takes you right to that offer, right? So that offer was there. And so the offer was there. The person clicked it. Or me, it even happened to me on Friday and even early part of Monday. So I click it and it would take me to a white page in the Curri app with no offer there. It wasn't already claimed. It wasn't available. There was nothing there. It was just blank white. And And then if you backed out of it, if you go backwards from that offer page, it takes you to the opportunities page, which is all the offers that are out. And on the offers, on the opportunities, it was there. And you could see the amount, the same one that came down in the banner. But if you touched it again, it took you back into a blank white screen. On Monday, they kind of solved this. So Friday, they didn't know what the issue was. They got their whole team on it. By Monday, they had it to a point where if you left the offer screen open for 30 seconds, the offer would appear, but they didn't understand what the time delay was. By Tuesday, it was fixed, especially by end of day, but even mostly through the day. It was just a little longer load time. Like if I touched a banner, it's usually like 1 to 2 seconds and it's up in the Curri app. It launches. It was about 6, 7, 8 seconds yesterday, but I was still grabbing offers yesterday. Today, completely fixed. But I just wanted to bring that to your guys' attention. If you noticed last week that you were touching offers and it was going to a blank white page, and it was on both Android and iOS. This had nothing to do with what type of phone you have, nothing to do with that. It was just something with internally within the system. And I talked to a couple members of the team, like I always do when issues like this happen, and they were well aware. I gave insight to one person who asked me what I thought was going on. I had a couple ideas. But it's fixed. It seems to be today. I've had, and maybe it was just falling behind, but I've had at least 40 offers today on Curri. And again, I've done 3 already, and I've got a 4th one coming up here in 45 minutes. That isn't too far from me, but that's going to be my 4th, and I might have a 5th. I mean, like when I was driving back from Colorado Springs, they were just pinging down. I mean, I was getting tons in Denver. And so next week, on Last Mile, I'm gonna have a lot of we're gonna play the screenshot game next week. I'm gonna show you guys all the screenshots of anything I capture, which has been a lot, and what I'll capture the rest of the week. And we'll play the would you take it or not? Maybe even have some kind of, again, I'm gonna have some kind of system where I'm gonna do like a point system or something. Somebody might win something. Who knows? Maybe I'll give away a gas card or $20 Amazon card. Who knows? But regardless, it'll be fun. We'll see what you guys would take. And I don't know. I'll have to have somebody else here to judge. Let me see who's in the chat here real quick, because the issue is fixed. What's up, Traveler? What's up, Josh? How you doing, buddy? He sent me a Facebook Messenger. Cool. Dude, send me 100. I don't care. It already, on my Facebook, when I log in, it already says Messenger 9+, and it has for months. I don't answer Messenger. I don't do Messenger. In fact, I'm thinking about putting that, because I barely use Facebook. I think Facebook's kind of a joke. I really just get on. I mean, I remember back in the day, Facebook used to show me all my family and their kids and the things that I might want to see. Now it's just all ads and crap. And people, even me, people can follow me, but not be my friend. And it's just weird. It's just I think ever since, and even prior to, but ever since it became Meta, Meta screwed everything up. I think that was just a sign of, hey, Meta means we're going to sell the crap. Remember how we used to sell your data? Well, forget about that. We're selling it times 100 now. So I'm not a big fan of Facebook. I get on it because I'm a group admin on a lot of groups, not just Curri, but on a lot. And so I get on and I go to the groups. I almost don't even touch my notifications anymore, to be honest. And I definitely don't use it for personal use. Like I used to use it for personal use a lot. Every once in a while, I might have a memory come up of me and my son, and I might reshare that. That's about the extent of my Facebook use. I used to use it a lot. I used to use it pretty heavily, actually. But I remember when it was cool, and it's not cool anymore at all. What's up, Bud Soda? What's up, Tony? What's up, Mile High Miles? Let me see what this Mile High Miles is. I've noticed Curri is raising $5 at a time. No, that's not true. Not true at all. Depends on the order. $5 is the minimum. It could go up by 10. It can go up by 25 per 5 minutes. It just depends. Curri, here's how it works, Mile High Miles, is that so Curri knows when a customer is allowed to put in whatever they want. Like, I want this job done. Here's what it needs. Here's what it is. Here's where it needs to go. Here's where it's going from. I want to pay this much. Curri has like a suggestion range. and it'll say in its own, I mean, it's a little different, but the customer portal, I've experimented with it. So it says this is a very low bid, um, and then it tells you how quickly it will increment raise that bid because it knows, okay, this job should pay this. But Curry's been in business 4 years. They've been making a profit for all 4 years. No other gig company can do that. Not one. You guys can't name me one that has been in business and every year since the first year made a profit. And the reason they do that is because they do the customer is always right. Most of these apps have turned to screw the customer, screw the drivers, screw the restaurants, screw everybody. We're just going to try and milk it everything for whatever we can. Curry still treats it like the customer is always right. So you can make your bid, but they'll say we're going to raise it because, like, let's say you're a construction company and you bid $50. I don't even want to put miles or weight or anything on it, but you bid 50. You say I want this done for $50. Curry will say this job usually gets taken for around 110. We will incrementally raise that to 110 once the order is submitted and then it breaks it down depending on the difference of the pay. So if that makes any sense. Again, they're not just a dispatch company like Uber, DoorDash. They are a logistical company, and there's a big difference there. So what they're doing is they're saying, okay, this range to this range, that means we need to increment it $20 per 10 minutes. But but the comment that they only raise 5 at a time, that's just 100% not true. 5 is the minimum. 5 is the minimum. But 10, even $20. I've seen a lot of them go up 10, $20 at a time. And I've seen ones go up $10. Again, I'm 2 weeks away from 3 years on Curri. So this is gonna be my 3-year anniversary in 2 weeks. So I've seen it go from 20 to 30 to 40 to 50 to 60 in 4 minutes. I've seen it raise $10 per minute on an order. So, yeah. So, what's Bud Soto saying? Josh, that's wrong. What is he saying, Josh? That's the wrong thing to do. What did Josh do? Wait a minute. I don't even call Uber. I just unassign it. I ain't wasting my time to collect $3. Are you talking about Uber Eats or are you talking about your Uber rideshare, Josh? Unassigned, I guess it's Uber Eats. But yeah, I'm not. You guys, I don't get enough. I've been thinking I should do a little more Uber Eats when I'm out there doing those DoorDash things because a lot of times when I do the 1 or 2 a week DoorDashes that I do schedule, they're so dead or the offers are so bad. I can turn on Uber Eats and it's really not the best offers, but I am seeing more on Uber Eats than I do on DoorDash these days. I know other people I know there's less people who say they see more on Uber Eats than DoorDash. However, for the big city that I live in, it's pretty crazy. I see more on Uber Eats than I do on DoorDash when I turn on. Now, again, I don't have a high percentage, but I also won't play the DoorDash games. I will not do it. I don't care. I won't do it. Never have, never will. Doesn't the amount that the raise go determined by the customer? Wait, what? Doesn't the amount that the raise go determined by the customer? No. No, if the customer puts in, so Tony, if the customer can put them in a minimum and a maximum, but if they just put the minimum and the maximum at the same number, Curri doesn't play with it anymore at all. It says, okay, we'll dish it out. They put it out, and then Tony, you and I know, like, let's say it's a horrible offer. We pass on it. We wait for it to boomerang back. If they just put the minimum and the maximum as the same number, it goes back to the customer and says nobody took it. So unless you're willing to work with Curri's terms that we raise the amount, and they actually break it down for you nicely. It's not like we're going to rip you off, but unless you put a minimum and a different maximum, if you put the same number on minimum maximum, that just means they send it out once. If nobody takes it, they send it back to you and said, nobody take it. I mean, I love this. This is great. This teaches the customers to, hey, Quit trying to lowball people. This is not roadie. If you want roadie, go get roadie. And they'll put it on the Rodeo app at 8 in the morning, and maybe by 5 p.m. somebody will take that piece of crap offer. I don't know. But that's what roadie's for. Roadie's for crap like that. Where the minimum and the maximum are the same number. Because you never see a roadie offer raise up. You see 200 in the morning, and by noon you see 60 that are still not taken because they suck so bad. And then by the end of the day, yeah, they might start getting picked off because people didn't make enough money on other platforms, so they come over there. So roadie's more of a your delivery will get there today, probably. And Curry's a hot shot. It'll get there immediately. So no. um yeah, no. Again, no. It must just be the offers you're seeing, bro, because that's just not true at all. I see them all the time go up $10. I mean, like, I saw it today when I was driving back here, man. I had to pull down because I kept hearing the bloop, 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 and I was driving. And when I parked my car right before I walked in the house to get this thing started, I looked and there was one that was going up $10 increments, and like it went up 3 times. And I don't even think it was still claimed. But Facebook with is zucked up. Yeah. Facebook is, it's just here's the thing. We all know that all those platforms do things with your data. They sell your data. But the bottom line is, like, it's just not even, there's no benefit to me anymore. I do it because of some groups. That's pure. If it wasn't for the groups that I'm in, I would actually leave Facebook. I mean, that's how worthless it is to me, because Facebook was started as something that, I wasn't using it for business when it launched. I was using it for family and things like that. And I got tons of family. So all of my family stuff is just buried. I never see it in my feed. My feed is just crap. It's just junk. It seems like it's just a big, it's like if you have a lot of time to waste, go on Facebook and watch a bunch of ads come by. That's all I feel like it is. It's just an advert. It's like watching commercials all day. I mean, you have to be so bored to get on Facebook and watch ads. So, they tried to bring in reels and all these other things. I don't think anything's really working for Facebook. At least in my personal opinion, because maybe a lot of people don't remember the initial Facebook, or maybe they weren't part of it. The initial Facebook is what I always thought, oh, this is all right. This is pretty cool. But now it's not even that at all anymore. It's not about seeing pictures of your family or keeping up with people, or it's just a joke. I mean, there's so many better platforms to be on to do social things than Facebook. But I am on Facebook enough with the groups, but that's what it is. But I'm doing so far today, pretty killer day. I'm sure Tony's seen a ton too. There's been a ton of curries today. And there was a bunch end of day yesterday too. It's been a good week for curry for me. And especially after Friday, I had all of Friday off. Like, I mean, in terms of, like, I had no other work set aside, and I was like, I really need to get some curry done, and I need to make some money today. And that's the day curry was, like, it wasn't down, but it was going to that white screen. It wasn't even like you could blindly accept anything. Like, even there was no number, because you could see the amount when it dropped, like $58, and how it kind of cuts off, and it's Denver to Denver. Okay, well, there wasn't even a way on the white screen to just go, I'll just take it. I don't even know what this is. But I couldn't, I mean, there wasn't even a way to do that. They were just coming in white screen. I don't know what happened to all the offers. I don't know I know that it was like an all hands on deck thing, and all the curry team was to put away everything they were doing and focus on that. And it's fixed. And that's what we like to see. So if anybody has any questions, I have nothing prepared. Again, I just did an hour and a half live stream, and I think we put a lot of information out in that one too. But yeah, next week we're going to do some kind of game, and I'm going to need somebody. Maybe it can be Tony. If Tony's free next Monday, or next Wednesday from 1 Mountain Time to like 2 at the latest, 1 to 1:50 kind of thing, we can do some kind of game. We'll do some kind of giveaway or something where I'm putting up offers. And Tony, because I need a judge too, I'll put up the offer and I'll say, here it is, and I'll read it to you, and I'll tell you, and you guys can say, yeah, I'd take it, or yeah, somehow we'll keep some kind of score. I don't know if Tony's available. Him and I can figure out how that'll work, and obviously we'll lay it out for you guys before we just start and go, no, you lost. Why? Just because? No, like we'll tell you guys what we're gonna do. But yeah, I mean, maybe we could do that, and maybe we could do it on both our channels so that we, pull as many people as possible. But also, I want to get something in there in the beginning because I do want to go over Curry 101. And again, I ran into the house. Hey, what's up, Joe in Michigan? How you doing? Or should I call you Billy? What's up, Billy? Or I'm Billy. You're Billy. But yeah, next week we're gonna go through some 101 with summer coming because I think that even if maybe I shouldn't word it that way because even if people who have been on Curry for a year or more and are used to the platform are like, oh, I don't need a 101. You actually do. There's been some changes on the platform, and um, I don't know if we'll have excellent, Billy. I don't know if we'll have an answer by then, but I do know there is a hard push, and it's been going on for a while. And it's getting very close to bringing stacking back. Boom. So please, 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 if possible, I told them if possible before next Wednesday, let me know. Let me announce it on the last mile, and you know I think if it's possible, they will let me. So I'm hoping that next Wednesday I get to say that, or if not, at least the next Wednesday or very soon here, because even aside from everybody else, I want it back. I miss the stacking. I still do great on Curry, but I miss the stacking. The stacking really allowed, especially with paint, really allowed you to make some bank, like serious bank. And it was a lot. You're talking about a lot of work when you're talking about 900 or 1,000 pounds of paint. But it sucks when like Tony or I go down to some of these locations, and it's not always paint. I mean, if you guys saw my delivery today, it was a white cap delivery. It was a box this big, weighed 15 pounds, and I handed it to the dude through the window when I got there. They needed it so bad. And if you guys were watching the live stream, maybe you even heard the guy was like, "Damn, you were quick with that. You got down here in like 70 minutes." And I turned to him and I said, "That's because I'm awesome." Actually, I haven't seen a whole lot. Yeah, Tony, I don't know. Maybe did you maybe run an update? I don't know. I've had a ton today. I mean, literally a ton. Um, I might even be under guessing, Tony, like for real. Switch out your phone, whatever. Look, guys, I hate to say this, but I've already said it, so it doesn't matter. I just hate to keep pinching on it, but Curry delivered a lot of these apps, the CEOs that I talk to and stuff, they've even admitted iOS gets offers quicker than Android. It's just a fact. It's not, they don't do it on purpose. Do not blame anybody. Do not blame any of the companies because they don't understand either. But there's something about the processing of an iOS phone where the offers come through much quicker. And by much, I'm not talking about like minutes or anything, but I'm talking enough time where the iOS people are getting a shot at it before Android on most platforms. Now, I can't speak for an Uber or a Lyft or a DoorDash. I have no idea. But all the apps where I talk to CEOs, and there's been a ton, all the ones I've talked to who have asked that question to directly, which has at least been three, four, five, have all said, oh, there's no doubt, without question, iOS gets it faster. So an iOS and an Android sitting together, you're going to get it on the iOS first. And if you're not, that's just something weird that's happening for you because they even acknowledge iOS gets it faster. Maybe if you have an iPhone 6 and and you now and you have a top of the line Android, maybe the Android would get it faster. I don't know because it's something to do with the iOS processor. But nonetheless, iOS gets offers quicker on most apps. Just a fact. It's nothing against Android. I know Androids are great. And while I'm talking about Android, if you do have an Android, make sure to check out garysapps.com. If somebody could put the garysapps.com link in the show notes, that would be great. I'd appreciate that, or in the live chat. And hey, Derek, what's up? How you doing? I saw you pop in at the end of my live today, and I saw you pop in now. But that's about it, you guys. It's 1:33, and I got to pick up at 2 p.m. and not too far from me, about 15 minutes. But I want to grab quick something to eat and a drink, and yeah, hopefully Tony never answered me. but hopefully Tony maybe can help me next week. If not, I'm gonna have to recruit somebody else, and that'll be no problem, but it'd be cool if Tony could join me. So Tony, before I shut this down, are you able to join me next Wednesday from 1 to 2 p.m. hard stop at 2? You can even be in your car or whatever. You don't need to be at home, but if you can, that would be sweet because I know that you would. We could make this game work well, and I have a ton of screenshots that we can play with. So, and then we can also kind of blend that. I'll blend that in um, uh, with the 101. I'll try and get like in the first 10, 15 minutes. I'll just try and get out all the things you need to know about Curry going into summer. And even for the veteran people, even though it's a 101, it's more of like a refresher. It's going to update you on some things where you're like, I know about this, but then I'm going to tell you something. You're going to be like, oh, I didn't know they did that to it. So we're going to go through some things. I'm guessing Tony's out doing a job. So I will call him after I do this job. But I at least wanted to do this and I ran inside to do it. I was not prepared, but hey, we got it out a little bit. And next week, Curry, and we'll do some kind of game, guys. But also, we're going to talk about the 101, getting on to Curry and what you should expect, what you should look for, what you should, and then we'll play the game. And hopefully that will make even the new people who have only seen one or two offers or only taken three or four or whatever understand why not, what not to take by watching others say no, no, yes, yes. Maybe it'll help you and we'll point out some things along the way. So it's more than a game. It's more of like a game that should be helping teach you what these orders mean and how to read them. That said, that's it, guys. That's all I got because I got to go back to work. And you guys be safe, earn smart, and be good to each other. See ya. Peace.